Thank you for joining me. Welcome to TJ's Maths Clinic. Still on WAEC 2025 for school candidate. This is further mathematics, that is elective mathematics paper 2, May June, section A from the compulsory part. With us here is question 7. In my previous video, I've solved question 1 to 6. Let's consider this question 7. Question 7 reads, a light inextensible strings passes over a smooth pulling and carries masses 4 kg and 3 kg at its ends. The question now says if the masses are released from rest, we are asked to calculate A, their acceleration, B, their speed after 3 seconds. First thing to do is to identify this question is from which topic. Of course, this is from dynamics, one of the branches of mechanics. This question carries 6 marks. Let's look at how we can handle this question together. Very simple. First thing to do, we write down the solution, then draw the pulley and see how we can attach the masses. So let's write down the solution. Suppose we have pulling like this, while we have this mass, the mass here, let's say is 4 kg, it will pull it down because 4 kg is greater than 3 kg. Then we have a force here, or something like a force here, acting this way. This will be the tension. Then, of course, we'll have another mass here, which will pull it up because 3 kg is less than 4 kg. So here will be 3 kg. This will be the downward force and the upward force as well. Then we have another force here. Then we have tension here. So this is how the pulling is going to be. We have to understand that the downward force now, which is 4 kg, it will pull it down. The pulling will pull this 4 kg down because of the weight. Then this one will go up. So this downward force will be, the tension in this downward force will be T, which is equals to m1 multiplied by the acceleration due to the gravity. It will be minus because of the downward force. m1 as well multiplied by the acceleration. This will be the tension in the downward force. Very important. The upward force here, the tension in this upward force will be T, which is the tension now, m2, that's the second mass now, multiplied by the acceleration due to the gravity. It will be plus now because of the upward force. m2 multiplied by the acceleration. So this is the formula we are going to use, and the tension in these strings are the same, so we can equate the two. Very important. And find the acceleration. We are asked to find the acceleration. Very important. Let me remove part of the questions so that we can have a little bit space here. Let me remove it up to this point. Mind you, the two masses are released from rest. So if they are released from rest, the initial velocity will be 0. So as I say, these T are equal. So we can equate these two. If we equate these two tension, we'll have m2g plus m2a will be equals to m1 multiplied by g minus m1 multiplied by a. Our m is to find a here now. Let's collect those with a one side. Let me transfer this to this side. That will be m2a plus m1a will be equals to m1g. This plus minus m2g. So at this point, we can factor out a, which will be left with m2 plus m1 will now be equals to g is common here, so we can factor out g into m1 minus m2. So at this point, we can divide both sides by m2 plus m1, m2 plus m1, and this is said to be the acceleration. The acceleration that we are looking for now, a is equals to g into m1 minus m2 divided by m2 plus m1. So this will be the acceleration. So just a question of substitution. And again, if you check this question, the acceleration due to gravity, they did not give us. So if they did not give you acceleration due to the gravity, it means you have to take it as 9.8 meter per second square, not 10 meter per second square. Very important. But if the question says use g as 10 meter per second square, then you use 10. for accuracy. Very important. Okay. Uh, Let me remove this pulley so that we can have enough space for our substitution. But before we do that, let me just remove small part of the pulley. Uh, our A now, which is the acceleration A now, will be G into M1 minus M2 divided by M2 plus M1. The acceleration A now will be our G, which is 9.8 into M1, that will be 4 kg. That will be 4 minus M2, which is 3 kg, divided by 4 plus 3. What will be the solution? Very important. Uh, Let me simplify this further. Let me remove the pooling as I said. This will be A now, will be equals to 4 minus 1 is 1, and 4 minus 3 rather is 1 times 9.8, that will be 9.8 divided by 4 plus 3, that's 7. The acceleration now that we are looking for, that will be 9.8 9.8 divided by 7, that will be 1.4. So the acceleration, we are asked to find the acceleration. The acceleration will be 1.4 meter per second squared. So this will be the acceleration. Very important. Solution to B now. Let's move to B. Solution to B. The B part said we are asked to find their speed after 3 seconds. Let's bring out the information. Mind you, the masses are released from rest. It means our initial velocity is 0 meter per second. Then their speed, that's final velocity, is not given. That's what we are looking for. Time t is 3 seconds. Then the acceleration A is given as 1.4 meter per second squared. Remember, acceleration is nothing but change in velocity with respect to time. So I can say A is equals to V minus U divided by T. That's from Newton's law of motion. From Newton's law of motion, that's equation of motion now. So this is the formula we are going to use. As I said, since the masses are released from rest, it means initial velocity will be 0 meter per second. So let's find V. Now we're looking for the final velocity. After 3 seconds, what will be their final velocity? Very important. Let's move here to do our substitution. Very important. Acceleration, A is given as 1.4. This will now be equals to V, that's what we're looking for. That's V minus the initial velocity is 0 divided by the time t is 3. This will be 1.4 will be equals to V divided by 3. We can cross multiply at this point. V now will say to be 1.4 times 3. Their velocity after 3 seconds now will be 1.4 times 3. That will be 4.2 meter per second. Very important for you to put the units because this is under physics, dynamics, and this is under further mathematics as well. So the velocity after 3 seconds, or the speed and velocity, they mean the same thing. They measure in meter per second. When the question says find the speed, it means velocity. Very important. So their velocity after 3 seconds is nothing but 4.2 meter per second. This is the solution to question 7. Thank you for watching. Please do share this to your learned colleagues, and don't forget to subscribe to TJ's Maths Clinic for more interesting videos. You can follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. In my next video, God's willing, we'll look at question 8, which will be the last question from this section A. But there are 8 questions in section A, then we have other questions from 9 to 15 as well. This is the solution. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video.